It's a chilly time of year for us, but for our furry friends, it can also be dangerous. So joining us today for Pet Talk and Safety Winter Edition, we have Kevin Struban of the SPCA. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate you having me here. It's terrific.
And who do we have with us?
This is Zoe. Zoe's a Chihuahua cross, but a little bigger than you'd expect. And she's just so nice.
She is so sweet. She was having such a good time with us, just so kind, so gentle. How long has she been at the SPCA?
She's been with us a few weeks.
Okay.
And we hope to have her up for adoption very soon at our Dartmouth location.
Okay.
So somebody's going to be able to take her home. And she's about 8 years old.
Okay.
And she'll be spayed and make sure her teeth are in good shape and make sure she's healthy and ready to go. And she'll find that terrific home.
Yes, she definitely will. She's very sweet, so you definitely want to bring Zoe home. If someone was looking to get a dog or has a dog, what can you recommend when it comes to cold winter weather? Because we are starting to have that cool down coming, especially this weekend.
And it's really important to remember those types of things, right? Because it's so cold outside. These dogs are used to being inside, so we think, oh, they have a nice fur coat, they'll be fine. That's not really the case. We have to make sure that they have proper shelter, and proper shelter might be insulated. You need some bedding in there, and it has to be proper, not carpet or blankets or anything like that. And make sure that your dog's going to be warm enough, like you would be. You dress in layers. You might have to put a cute little coat on your dog, but you want to make sure that they're provided for. And if they don't have a doghouse, just bring them in after 10 minutes. They can do their business, come back inside.
Right. Definitely important for that. What kind of laws does Nova Scotia have around pet safety when it comes to weather?
So there's a provincial statute, the Animal Protection Act, and that protects animals right throughout the province. But then there's also the criminal code, which is across the whole country. And both of those have protections from the elements, provide shelter, food, water, care. All the things that an animal needs are covered under this legislation.
What would you say is one thing that people don't necessarily think of when it comes to pets outside in the winter? Because coats and booties, that's one thing, those are things that are top of mind, but what's something that people sometimes neglect that they should be paying attention to?
Well, if they have typically it's a dog. If they have the dog outside for a while, they say, well, I've given it water, but in 20 minutes it has a nice layer on it and you can't drink the water anymore. So, a heated water bowl, if you have your dog outside that has a proper dog house. We want to make sure that they're just not going to get too cold, because once they get that cold inside them, it's really hard to get out, and then they're basically suffering.
If someone sees an animal out in the cold, what should they do?
If they feel that the animal's in distress, call the SPCA, and they can call our number, they can visit our website, put a cruelty complaint in there. If the animal's in really bad shape, they can even call 911 and let the police know. Typically, they'll liaise with us to figure out what the best solution is to get somebody there quickly, but we want to make sure that that animal has an answer to that call right away so that we can make sure that the animal's not in distress anymore.
And we have about 30 seconds here, but how can someone tell if an animal has hypothermia or frostbite?
Well, typically there'll be a lot of shivering, really cold. The gums might be pale, things like that. You might see the panting, curled in a ball. They typically do that anyway, but it's those other signs, a low body temperature, of course. And if they have a shorter hair than this, they're more likely to get cold quicker outside too.
Absolutely. Well, we are putting a link to the SPCA on our website and to Zoe here, so that hopefully once she's on the website, she can find herself a forever home. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.